Hi, this is Diann. This is video 2. You know, it dawned on me, I don't even have a copy of my own book. I don't even have a copy of my own book because I have been traveling. I mentioned before, I'm a solo nomad, senior solo nomad. And I've been traveling for the last almost 20 months, and I self-published my book, and so I don't have a hard copy of it. I wish I could hold it up for you. I wish I could hold it myself. My debut novel, Just a Girl. This is the second video. I had an introductory video. This topic of this video about writing is outlining at your request. Steve actually asked me if I outlined this book, Just a Girl, that I published in June of 2017, and I didn't. But let me go back. You know, I taught English at the high school level for a few years, couple of years. I also taught writing at the college level. And when I was going to school myself, I loved outlining. I love diagramming sentences. Tells you a lot, doesn't it? There's a weird person who enjoys diagramming sentences, but I loved grammar. So I guess this notion of writing, you know, is natural to occur because of my background. But regard to writing, with regard to outlining this novel, Just a Girl, I had been thinking about writing for 25 years. 25 years. And I think people were sick of me talking about writing. I was certainly sick of me talking about writing and thinking about writing. Well, I started traveling. I didn't have to do anything because I sold everything. I don't have anything. Oh, the bells of Marseille. You hear that? That's beautiful. It's a Saturday, July 29th. So, I hope you can hear me over the beautiful bells of Marseille, France. So I thought about this novel for 25 years, but finally I had written snippets of it, but I never followed through on anything. And life kind of, as I said before, life got me by the neck and kept interfering with my goal to write. So when I started traveling, there was no reason not to. I had thought about it for 25 years. I knew what I wanted to say. I knew what the character was going to do. I knew her conflicts, and I knew how the novel was going to materialize and evolve, and I knew how it was going to end. So I didn't outline at all. And I started writing. I wrote the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, sixth chapters. It was all going well. When I got to the middle of the novel, I couldn't remember exactly what I had written in chapters 1 and 2. So I thought I better go back. And that's when I went back and I outlined the novel. And I outlined it because, as I said, because I wasn't sure I'd forgotten. And so when I outlined, I created this spreadsheet and I said chapter 1, Paula, the protagonist, is 5. I'm looking at the time. Paula is the protagonist and she's 5 years old. And this is the purpose of that chapter, and this is what is happening to Paula, and this is the transition for the next. So I did that for all those chapters up until about 25 chapters. And that's when I realized I really had holes in it. And I had overlapped things, I had rewritten things. It was a really good thing to outline, but I outlined afterwards. Then I realized I was ready to go, so I kept on writing. And I had to outline it again because it's just impossible. It was impossible for me to remember everything that I had written. At 67,000 words, imagine, 55 chapters or something like that. So I outlined afterwards. I didn't outline before because I had thought it all out in my head. But I had to outline it afterwards to remember, and also because the characters took a life of their own. They took on a life of their own, and I kind of just followed them. That was the fun thing about writing, that whole idea, not only about character development, but character attachment. Character attachment, which is another video. I hope you tune in. So, my outlining was odd this time. For this next novel that I'm writing, I'm going to outline it before I write it. I think I'll outline it till I get to the middle, so I know where I'm going, but then I'm going to let it free flow a little bit, because sometimes writing takes on a life of its own, and I think if you outline and you get stuck with your outline, the spontaneity and the creativity can be lost, for me at least. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Diann from Diann Abroad signing off.